Today, December 4th, 2025. Today is Thursday, December 4th, 2025. Today's EON is brought to you by um, the LA Clippers and my favorite league, the NBA, releasing Chris Paul. I just want to say this is the NBA at its fullest. Everybody being a baby about everything. And I want to say this before I go and you say you're disrespecting, you're doing this, you're the odd man out, which I guess I am in this one. Chris Paul is a Hall of Famer. He's a first ballot. He is a floor general as good as anybody. He's as good as passer as anybody ever. I always say this about Chris Paul. At a 5'11 career and his longevity is the most impressive thing I've ever seen in the NBA, a guy that ever did in his career. Because at an older age, he goes to the NBA Finals and is up 2-0. Obviously, they didn't finish. And he's the best player on the team, and people say Devin Booker. He changed the franchise around. I would say a lot of people would say he was the best player on the team, but some people would say different. Fine. This guy was a superstar player on the team that was up 2-0 in the finals at age 36 at a 5'11. It's impossible. I don't know. It's not impossible because he did it. But in the NBA, for you to be that long and you don't have an advantage of an easy layup but basically touching the rim without jumping, and you're doing a layup and hitting the backboard like clapping without jumping, you kind of need to do that for a while, or else you're not going to have longevity. It's not going to be that long, most likely. So Chris Paul, I will say this before I say Chris Paul, the most impressive career I've ever seen. Obvious Hall of Famer, legend. But I'm gonna criticize him a little bit on this, and I'll criticize the Clippers too because it's like disrespectful. Like this guy just wanted to come back to retire a Clipper. And retire on the uniform where I think he did the most, I would say, damage. Where as far as being a great player, as far as his when you think of Chris Paul, I would say that's the team you think about him the most. There in the Hornets, he was obviously on teams after that. He was very good, but that's like the first team you go, yeah, the Clippers guy. I would say that you know him as a Clipper, so him retiring as a Clipper, it's disrespectful to release a guy like that. So. But at the same time, I want to say the Clippers are just they're a disaster. They're pathetic. I mean, they got players that were good in the 1980s. I mean, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George not there anymore, but Bradley Beal, James Harden. I mean, you name it. I mean, guys were good for 150 years ago. It was wow. I remember that. But let's get back to this. Chris Paul saying the rumors, if the rumors are allegedly true, which he's not denied, and no one's really denied, that he wanted a meeting with Tyronn Lue. I understand on the team there's only 12, 15 players, but when you're asking for a meeting, you're usually the top player, a contending team, the leader of a team, has cachet on that team. When you're one on the team last year, these guys never really played with you. I know James Harden did, but you're it's not your team. It's not your guy. They don't invest too much in you. You're a veteran's minimum. Who are you? And and according to rumors, you're talking in film, saying guys do this, do that, and Chris Paul, the old Chris Paul, he's the leader, and it made sense. And there were rumors that guys like Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan didn't like the way he called out guys. And in Houston, James Harden and him. But it was like understandable. He was the highest paid player. He was the franchise guy. He's the man. He's the great leader. Now, I understand that he still has the knowledge, but you ain't that good. You can't help us get over the hump. And you got to be like, understand, like I said the other day about Jackson Dart, where it's like adjustments. It's like, I'll give you advice privately. If you want to talk to me, I'll talk to you. You want to ask me advice, but I'm not here to take over. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not. Because I'm not the guy anymore. It's not my team anymore. And you say, well, look at his legendary career as a Clipper and da-da-da-da-da. He wasn't on the Clippers for many years. He hasn't been on the Clippers since what, 2017? Was his last year on the Clippers before this? How many years later is that? 25, 26? 7, 8 years later? I'm sorry, I should be exact on the number. Nobody on the Clippers was on that team. Was on that team when you left, including the coaching staff. Lawrence Frank was there, which I don't even know how he saw as a job, but good for him. Good for him. Good for you having connections. Congratulations. It's awesome. But nobody's on that team. Ty Lue was an assistant, my bad. But Doc Rivers ain't there. Different head coach. It's a different everything. It's a different dynamic. And you're not the guy anymore. And then everybody says, well, Derek Jeter with the Yankees is last year. Well, first of all, Brian Cashman was a GM. Derek Jeter won 5 rings there. Derek Jeter never left. Kobe Bryant, the same thing, never left with the Lakers. And then you're going to say, what if LeBron goes back to Cleveland? He will do the same thing. I'll say this. LeBron James won a championship there. Chris Paul never won a championship in any team, including the Clippers. So, while he might be the best player in franchise history, he might be, and I don't know, I don't see the argument. I don't really see the argument with any player. So what? It's not a great franchise anyways. That's my point. It's like, if these things are true, the alleged that he wanted a meeting, he called out guys during games and practices. It's like, yo, you're not that guy anymore. Now, if they told you, which I don't know, they could have told you in free agency, I want you, I know it's your last year, but I want you to be that guy, getting Kawhi, telling Kawhi what to do, telling Bradley Beal what to do, telling James Harden again and again. Then yeah, he's right. But if you were telling me that, like, you came in, okay, you're going to play 10, 15 minutes a game, you're not the leader of the team unless someone asks you stuff. You're just going to be a helper. Yeah, you gotta shut your mouth. Who cares? And after your career, and that's my point. It's like, guys have to adjust their life and say, I've been doing this my whole life. Yes, it's hard. It's hard to understand. But, I mean, I have a nephew that's 14 years old now. I don't tell him anything anymore like I did when I was 3. I might give him advice, but you know what? I don't tell him like when he was a baby, like, little cutie. You don't do that because he's older now. He's older now. And that's just how it is. And I'm not if he does whatever he does in his house, it's none of my business. I'm not giving him toys anymore. And the same thing. And you're gonna say, well, what does it got? It has everything to do with everything. You're telling a basketball team what to do, you're on the bench. You're not the guy anymore. So that's my thing. But I want to say this last thing, the biggest disrespect is to the LA Clippers. Your team stinks anyways. I don't know what you're doing. You're 4-100. Who cares? Let this guy play 10 minutes a game. Every assist is like, wow. It's an achievement because he's not going to have many more assists in his career. That's my problem too. It's like, suck it up for the rest of the year, even if he's being like that. Okay? Now, I'm not surprised. It doesn't condone him. I have to criticize him, but the biggest criticism is the Clippers. That's the biggest criticism. It's like, who cares? Who cares? You're going to go to work for the next 3-4 months. Wait, January, February, March, a little bit of April. We're in December. Okay, so you're going to go 5 months. Suck it up. Like, suck it up. Go to work. Maybe tell Chris Paul, please don't say a word unless it's like a pick and roll. That's it. Just don't say anything. Go on the road, be a jokester, whatever. But dude, like, that's all you need to say and be like, I don't care. You're going to come in 10, 15 minutes. You're going to get an assist. Who cares? Who really cares? That's it. That's it. Why are you releasing the dude at 3 a.m. on a road trip? That's like the mad disrespect. And if he's 33 and he's doing it, yeah, I get it. But he's He's in his last year. He's a legend of the game. And it's just disrespectful, man. And the biggest thing is the Clippers. And I did criticize Chris Paul. I'm not condoning Chris Paul. But this whole team, it's like you stink with him or without him. Why can't you play 8 to 10 minutes a game? And that's my problem. Like, and that's the thing about the NBA. They disrespect legends. People don't understand their roles. That's number 2. And everybody's entitled. Everyone, the whole league. Gotta go. Thank you. Bye. Have a good day.